أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ياسين صلى الله عليه وسلم والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباءهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب أليم قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين وما أنزلنا على قوم من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالعرجون القديم لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشاء نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون ولا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون ونفخ في السور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم أن لا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لتمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمر ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون ولا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم يرى الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرج Surah Fatiha for all the Jamian Marhum.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إني أسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء وبقوتك التي قهرت بها كل شيء وخضع لها كل شيء وذل لها كل شيء وبجبروتك التي غلبت بها كل شيء وبعزتك التي لا يقوم لها شيء وبعظمتك التي ملأت كل شيء وبسلطانك الذي على كل شيء وبوجهك الباقي بعد فناء كل شيء وبأسمائك التي ملأت أركان كل شيء وبعلمك الذي أزاء له كل شيء وبنور وجهك الذي أضاء له كل شيء. يا نور يا قدوس يا أول الأولين ويا آخر الآخرين. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تهتك العصم. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل النكم. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تغير النعم. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحبس الدعاء. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تقطع الرجاء. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل البلاء. اللهم اغفر لي كل ذنب أذنبته وكل خطيئة أكتاتها. اللهم إني أتقرب إليك بذكرك وأستشفع بك إلى نفسك وأسألك بجودك أن تدنيني من كربك وأن توزئني شكرك وأن تلحمني ذكرك. اللهم إني أسألك سؤال خاضع متذلل خاشع أن تسامحني وترحمني وتجعلني باسمك راضيا قانعا وفي جميع الأحوال متوازيا. اللهم وأسألك السؤال من اشتدت فاقته وأنزل بك عند الشدائد حاجته وعظم فيما عندك رغبته. اللهم عظم سلطانك وعلى مكانك وخفي مكرك وزهر أمرك وغلب قهرك وجرت قدرتك ولا يمكن الفرار من حكومتك. اللهم لا جد لذنوبي غافرا ولا لكبائه ساترا ولا لشيء من عملي الكبيه بالحسن مبدلا غيرك. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك وبحمدك. ظلمت نفسي وتجرأت بجهلي وسكنت إلى قديم ذكرك لي ومنك علي. اللهم مولاي كم من كبيه سترت وكم من فاده من البلاء أكلت وكم من إثار وقيت وكم من مكروه دفعت وكم من سناء جميل لست أهلا له نشرت. اللهم أزم بلائي وعفرت بي سوء حالي وكسرت بي أعمالي وكادت بي أغلالي وحبسني النفي بعد آمالي وخدعتني الدنيا بغرورها ونفسي بخيانتها ومثالي. يا سيدي فأسألك بعزتك أن لا يحجب عنك دعائي سوء عملي وفعالي ولا تفزعني بخفي ما اطلعت عليه من سري ولا تعاجلني بالعقوبة على ما عملته في خلواتي من سوء فعلي وإساعتي ودوام تفريطي وجهالتي وكثرة شهواتي وغفلتي، وكن اللهم بعزتك لي في كل الأحوال رؤوفا وعلي في جميع الأمور أتوفا. إلهي وربي من لي غيرك أسأله كشف ضري والنظر في أمري. إلهي ومولاي أجريت علي حكما اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي ولم أحترس فيه من تزيين عدوي فغرني بما أهوى وساده على ذلك القضاء فتجاوزت بما جرى علي من ذلك كبعض حدودك وخالفت بعض أوامرك، فلك الحمد علي في جميع ذلك ولا حجة لي فيما جرى علي فيه قضاؤك والزمني حكمك وبلاؤك. وقد آتيتك يا إلهي بعد تقصيري وإسرافي على نفسي معتذرا نادما منكسرا مستقيلا مستغفرا منيبا مكرا مذعنا معترفا، لا أجد مفرا مما كان مني ولا مفزعا أتوجه إليه في أمري غير قبولك عذري وإدخالك إياي في سعة رحمتك. اللهم فاقبل عذري وارحم شدة ضري وفكني من شد وثاكي. يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني وركة جلدي ودكة عزمي، يا من بدا خلقي وذكري وتربيتي وبري وتغذيتي. هبني لابتداء كرمك وثالث برك بي. يا إلهي والسيدي وربي أتراك معذبي بنارك بعد توحيدك وبعد من طوى عليه قلبي من معرفتك ولهجا به لساني من ذكرك وتعقده ضميري من حبك وبعد صدق اعترافي ودعائي خاضعا لربوبيتك. هيهات أنت أكرم من أن تزيع من ربيته أو تبعد من أدنيت أو تشرد من آويت أو تسلم إلى البلاء من خفيته ورحمته. وليت شعري يا سيدي وإلهي ومولاي أتسلط النار على وجوه خرت لعظمتك ساجدة وعلى ألسن نطقت بتوحيدك صادقة وبشكرك مادها وعلى قلوب اعترفت بإلهيتك محققة وعلى ضمائر حوت من العلم بك حتى صارت خاشعة وعلى جوارها سعت إلى أوطان تعبدك طائعة وشارت باستغفارك مسعنة. ما هكذا الظن بك ولا أخبرنا بفضلك عنك يا كريم يا ربي، وأنت تعلم ضعفي عن قليل من بلاء الدنيا وعقوباتها وما يجري فيها من المكاره على أهلها، على أن ذلك بلاء ومكروه قليل مكسوه يسير بقاؤه كثير مدته، فكيف احتمال بلاء الآخرة وجليل وقوع المكاره فيها وهو بلاء تطول مدته ويدوم مقامه ولا يخفف عن أهل، لأنه لا يكون إلا عن غضبك وانتقامك وسخطك، وهذا ما لا تقوم له السماوات والأرض. يا سيدي فكيف بي وأنا عبدك الضعيف الذليل الحقير المسكين المستكين. يا إلهي وربي وسيدي ومولاي لأي الأمور إليك أشكو ولما منها أزج وأبكي لأليم العذاب والشدة أم لطول البلاء ومدتي فلئن سيرتني للعقوبات مع أعدائك وجمعت بيني وبين أهل بلائك وفرقت بيني وبين أحبائك وأوليائك فهبني يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي وربي صبرت على عذابك فكيف أصبر على فراقك وهبني صبرت على حر نارك فكيف أصبر عن النظر إلى كرامتك أم كيف أسكن في النار ورجائي عفوك فبعزتك يا سيدي ومولاي أقسم صادقا لئن تركتني ناطقا لا أزجن إليك بين أهلها زجيج العاملين ولا أصرخن إليك صراخ المستصرخين ولا أبكين عليك بكاء الفاقدين ولا أنادينك أين كنت يا ولي المؤمنين يا غاية آمال العارفين يا غياث المستغيثين يا حبيب قلوب الصادقين ويا إله العالمين أفتراك سبحانك يا إلهي وبحمدك تسمع فيها صوت عبد مسلم سجن فيها بمخالفتي ذاقت ماذا بها بمعصيتي وبس بين أتباكها بجرمه وجريرتي وهو يزج إليك زجيج معمل لرحمتك ويناديك بلسان أهل توحيدك ويتوسل إليك بربوبيتك يا مولاي فكيف يبقى في العذاب وهو يرجو ما سلف من حلمك أم كيف تعلمه النار وهو يعمل فضلك ورحمتك أم كيف يهركه لهيبها وأنت تسمع صوته وترى مكانه أم كيف يشتمل عليه زفيرها وأنت تعلم ضعفه أم كيف يتكلكل بين أتباكها وأنت تعلم صدقه أم كيف تزجره زبانيتها وهو يناديك يا رب أم كيف يرجو فضلك في إتكه منها فتتركه فيها هيهات ما ذلك الظن بك ولا المعروف من فضلك ولا مشبه لما آملت به الموحدين من برك وإحسانك فباليقين أقطع لولا ما حكمت به من تعذيب جاهديك وكزيت به من إخلاد معانديك لجعلت النار كلها بردا وسلاما وما كان لأحد فيها مكرا ولا مكاما لكنك تكدست أسماؤك أقسمت أن تملها من الكافرين من الجنة والناس أجمعين وأن تكلل فيها المعاندين وأن تجل ثناؤك قلت مبتدئا وتطولت بالعنعام متكرما أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستوون إلهي وسيدي فأسألك بالقدرة التي قدرتها وبالكزية التي حتمتها وحكمتها وغلبت من عليه أجريتها أن تهب لي في هذه الليلة وفي هذه الساعة كل جرم أجرمت وكل ذنب أذنبت وكل كبيه أسررت وكل جهل عملته كتمته أو أعلنته أكفيته ووزرته وكل سيئة أمرت بإثباتها الكرام الكاتبين الذين وكلتهم بحفظ ما يكون مني وجعلتهم شهودا علي مع جواره وكنت أنت الرقيب علي من ورائهم والشاهد لما خفي عنهم، وبرحمتك أكفيت، وبفضلك سترت، وأن توفر حظي من كل خير أنزلت، أو إحسان فضلت، أو بر نشرت، أو رزق بسطت، أو ذنب تغفره، أو خطأ تستره. يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي ومالك ركي، يا من بيده ناصيتي، يا عليما بذري ومسكنتي، يا خبيرا بفقري وفاقتي، يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، يا ربي يا ربي يا رب. أسألك بحقك وقدسك وعظم صفاتك وأسمائك أن تجعل أوقاتي من الليل والنهار بذكرك معمورة، وبخدمتك موصولة، وأعمالي عندك مقبولة، حتى تكون أعمالي وأورادي كلها وردا واحدا، وحالي في خدمتك سرمدا. يا سيدي يا من عليه مولي، يا من إليه شكوت أهوالي، يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، يا ربي يا ربي يا رب. قوي على خدمتك جواره، واشدد على العزيمة جوانه، وهب لي الجد في خشيتك والدوام في الاتصال بخدمتك، حتى أسرع إليك في ميادين السابقين، وأسرع إليك في البارزين، وأشتاق إلى قربك في المشتاقين، وأدنو منك دنوب المخلصين، وأخافك مخافة الموقنين، واجتمع في جوارك مع المؤمنين. اللهم ومن أرادني بسوء فارده، ومن كادني فقده، وجعلني من أحسن عبيدك نصيبا عندك، وأقربهم منزلة منك، وخصهم زلفة لديك، فإنه لا ينال ذلك إلا بفضلك، وجد لي بجودك، واتف علي بمجدك، وفزني برحمتك، وجل لساني بذكرك لهجا، وقلبي بحبك متيما، ومن علي بحسن إجابتك، واكلني أسرتي، واغفر زلتي، فإنك قضيت على عبادك بإبادتك، وأمرتهم بدعائك، وزمنت لهم الإجابة. فإليك يا ربي نسبت وجهي، وإليك يا ربي مددت يدي، فبعزتك استجب لي دعائي، وبلغني منايا، ولا فضلك رجائي، واكفني شر الجن والإنس من أعدائي. يا سريع الرضا اغفر لمن لا يملك إلا الدعاء، فإنك فعال لما تشاء. يا من اسمه دواء، وذكره شفاء، وطاعته غنى، ارحم من رأس ماله الرجاء، وسلاؤه البكاء. يا سابق النعم، يا دافع النكم، يا نور المستوحشين في الظلم، يا عالما لا يعلم، صل على محمد وآل محمد، وافعل بما أنت أهل. وصلى الله على رسوله والأئمة الميامين من آله وسلم تسليما كثيرا. سورة المباركة الفاتحة.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Just a quick refresher of upcoming program. Tonight, if you remember, we have announced is an interactive session, the Quran and mental health. We have the interactive session for both sides, ladies and gents. If ladies can prepare, we'll open the partition between the men's and the ladies' hall. So if you can just get close to the partition, we are just opening the partition. Interactive sessions, we have been trying to organize more, so they are more sort of a dialogue instead of just the monologue speeches. This way we have get more engaged crowd, inshallah. So we'll try to have as many sessions as possible. We'll be keeping you up to date on those updates. Next program tomorrow is the Friday prayer, Jumma Salat, which is 1:20. All the programs at this center are for both ladies and gents. So tomorrow's program of Jumma, if ladies want to come, they are more than welcome. Next program will be on Saturday, Fajr Salat. So we have started Fajr Salat for more than a month now. On Saturdays, we have Fajr Salat for both ladies and gents at 5 a.m. followed by a breakfast. So if you can join us, both ladies and gents and family all together, you can join us for Saturday Fajr Salat. Then after that, the next program will be on Sunday. Sunday is the day for the Shahadat of Imam Muhammad Taqi alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Inshallah, we'll have the Majlis of Shahadat by us, Rasul Alim Maulana Zakir Hussain, starting at 8 o'clock. So join us on Sunday night at 8 o'clock for the Shahadat Majlis, and then next Shabe Jumma program again is the same standard time, 7:30 inshallah. Request for Surah Fatiha for all the marhumeens who have sponsored tonight's Aftar or tonight Niyaz or any other donations they have given or requested for all the marhumeens. All our marhumeen, kul mu'mineen and mu'minat, muslimin and muslimat, al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So I'll request Maulana to come up to the front and start his interactive session. We are just setting up, so if ladies can come close to the man hall, then we can inshallah start. We'll have the Tabarruk inshallah around 9 o'clock. Namaz time today is 9:19. So inshallah we'll have a 45 minutes of interactive session, and then we'll have Tabarruk, and then we have the Jamaat Salat. Bar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat.
Santo. Amar bhai, after you have put the slide on, give me the remote. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين وهو خير الناصرين ومعين ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الأطيبين الأطهرين المنتجبين سيما بقية الله في الأراضين أما بعد فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم كتابه الحكيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ونزلنا عليك الكتاب تبيانا لكل شيء وهدى ورحمة وبشرى للمسلمين صلوات please صل على محمد. As announced, we are going to discuss inshallah Quranic perspective on mental health. Before we start our interactive session, just a reminder that I am not a physician. The country we live in, we must announce, I cannot prescribe any drugs, any therapies. Yes. So, brothers are laughing. Allahu Ali. So point is that we have to investigate that how does Quran Kareem provide us guiding rules, as Quran claims in this ayah, وَنَزَّلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ تِبْيَانًا لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ. We have revealed to you in this book clearly everything, and that everything also includes mental health issues and mental illnesses. Because we have bit limited time, so just a caveat that Quran Kareem is not a book of mental health. As I always say, Quran is not a book of history. Quran is not a book of astronomy and astrology. Quran is not a book of medical science. But because Allah is our creator and these issues, they lie within us and they arise from our day-to-day life. So many times directly and indirectly, Allah Jalla Shanu does explain some of the very basic principles and some of the very basic truths behind all these issues, which do directly or indirectly relate to these topics. So as inshallah we will go through our discussion, I have so far designed it for the 2 sessions. But if inshallah your participation, your questions came more, we will extend them to 3 sessions. As I have divided, and I was trying to give you the basic rule of our discussion, that remember, don't look for any prescriptions in Quran for mental illnesses, because there aren't any. And don't look directly at me as a psychiatrist, as I'm going to explain inshallah what is the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist, basically, which relate to directly mental health discussion, and a normal medical doctor, as we all know, surgeons, we all know who a surgeon is, what is their job, what do they do. As an engineer, they have their specific role in our larger community in mankind. So let's go along the slide. We're going to discuss inshallah what is mental health, the definition of mental health, and purpose of mental health, its importance, how it relates to us, why it matters to me, why I discuss mental health in a religious center, in our mosques, what is the need, and treatments of mental health, and finally the Quranic treatment of mental health, how Quran offers cure for mental illnesses or even for mental well-being, how Quran Kareem mentions one of the or many of the basic principles and guidelines, and which are so effective that with 100% compatibility they apply to us today according to our medical advancements and advanced mental health therapies. This is what is most interesting. As remember I said, Allah is our creator. He knows our problems. He knows and gave us backup tools for the troubleshooting, if I can say in computer technology term. We need troubleshoot sometimes, all of us. I need troubleshooting always. And don't be amazed. You will find lots of hadith in Deen. Let me just connect it quickly with our beautiful religion. Jibreel alayhi salam, as we all know, who is Jibreel appointed to my youth? What is the job of angel Jibreel alayhi salam? To make it attractive. Brings messages. He's a messenger angel. Brings revelation down to us. So many times you will find it in hadith books. He is down speaking with Rasulullah. Rasulullah says to him, Ya Jibrailu, idhni, advise me. Ya Rasulullah, as per the hadith, Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam was created from the light, the drops of light which dribbled from your forehead. वो आपकी पेशानी के नूर से खल्क हुए. Billion of years after you were created, and you are asking him for advice? What does it mean? We all need a reminder, though we know. Most of the times I know the issue, but I will ask some other person. Why? For affirmation, for ratification, for more confidence that am I thinking, or am I on the same page as others? Or am I thinking something different? Or should I present it in a different way? So there are many other reasons. Questions in Quran, Ma biyamin, ma tilka biyaminika ya Musa. Oh Musa, what is in your hand? Can't Allah see? Allah is Hadir, is Nadir, is Basir, is Alim, is Khabir. Ya Allah, why are you asking Musa what is in your hand? It is his asa, don't you see? But the question is not always for learning, and so on, as you can inshallah find from different ayat and passages in the Quran Kareem. The definition of mental health, as per the Health Canada, is that it is a state of your psychological and emotional well-being. This is the simplest and precise definition. And remember, there are so many definitions of mental health. Okay, as per the CDC, our emotional, psychological, and social well-being is known as mental health. So if you pay attention, there are three elements in this second definition. They are the foundational elements of the theory of mental health and everything to do with mental health. Inshallah, in the upcoming session, we will delve down into these three elements one by one in more details. For now, I'm going to skip it to give you an overview of the discussion so we know what are we discussing. And when we come prepared next session, inshallah, we will have, I hope, more discussions, more towards Quran, more towards a hadith of Ahl Bayt alayhimus salam, and we will learn that how beautifully they have explained these issues in details, and how Quran has offered for this very threatening issue, which I'm going to shortly present to you, how serious this issue has gone now for the mankind, for the whole mankind, not for a certain country, not for a certain community, for everybody. It affects how we think, feel, and act. As you can see, I have tried to make it as simple as I could. It also helps determine how we handle stress and how we build relationships with others. These are very fundamental, if I can say, elements of us human beings. We all have to deal with these issues. And mental health is basically, in simplest, how to keep a good balance between me, my emotions, myself, my own dealings with myself, with my Creator, and mankind, other people. This is what it is about. And while doing that, I might run into many issues. Lots of afflictions might be onslaught, in this phenomenon known as life. So basically, mental health is the state of balance between how abouts of my handling all these issues. Yani agar teer meri taraf aa rahe hain, how am I protecting and diverting them in the proper direction? And some of them maybe I'm catching, dropping them down. This is what it is in the simplest, if I can put. And make healthy choices. Most important. Remember, you lose some, you get some. That depends on how, at what point, which decision did you make? Which route did you take? Just आपको गरमाने के लिए, one of the most important decisions a person makes in life while they're well aware is selection of spouse. This one decision, at the point you take this decision, will change everything upwards till your time of death. Is it not wiseful to be watchful, to be careful? This is what it is about in Quranic terms. Sad story. This is just a caveat. I didn't put the name, even it happened when? Last Tuesday. And in 2020, go look, professional gamer committed suicide. Google it. You will find in the history, it is so strange, Allah knows why, but the second one, which I did not put here, 2020, he was a professional gamer, won online contest of gaming 6 times. He was a 6-time unbeatable champion, but had mental issues, developed stress, and ended up committing suicide. And sadly, it ran in their family. He mentioned once in one of his interviews, it's on the news, you will find thousands of people reporting the same news, that his brother also committed suicide before him. I couldn't stress more on this, that how serious this mental illness issue is. Now, why this? I wanted to bring a very important point to your attention, and that is, astaghfirullah, may God protect everybody. If somebody is diagnosed with cancer, they won't mind sharing, oh well, I'm diagnosed with cancer, please do dua for me. I don't know, any other disease, they will discuss. But whenever you read any book you pick, a huge challenge for mental health you will find is the stigma attached to mental health. People, they don't want to discuss their mental health issues with anybody. Anybody. My whole endeavor is that please don't be ashamed. You don't have to be embarrassed. There's no point to be embarrassed about it. It's simply an illness, like any other disease. And it can happen to anybody. There are many reasons. If Allah allowed, we will come to them. So most importantly, we have so many resources in American and resources in British English. We have so many resources. Take help. Don't just keep it to yourself. Don't hide from it. You don't have to. You don't need to. Why? Because if not cured accordingly and on time, it may become more severe and dangerous. And most of the times, the end will be suicide. This is how the books and the therapists, they mention. Mental health awareness. Purpose of mental health. I said pretty much it. So simple and easy. I will just go through it. So we move more towards Quranic side of it, the last segment. And then we can have more questions and more relevance. And look how Quran is 100% comparable and relevant to these very advanced and newly developed therapies. Quran has spoken about it with all clarity and compatibility, accuracy, 1400 years ago roughly. Now I'll take a pause here. If anybody has a question, please go ahead. Feel free. The beauty of our interactive sessions is that we engage in it. We have questions. Remember I said, 10 lectures versus one question. One question is better because that relates to you. That solves your issue. I'm not relevant. The topic I chose is maybe not directly addressing your issues. So always remember, Quran, one of its most effective methods of educating us is questions. Like I mentioned you, Ya Musa, what is in your hand? Allah is trying to basically bring a very important issue to our attention in that question. Yeah, Ali, we continue. It's continuation at that same page, just a recap in a bit different wording. While we are going through this, I put from some very good books an important notice which I mentioned in the beginning. What is the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychologist? By the way, the doctor or the specialist who cures mental health issues are two types, a psychologist and a psychiatrist. What is the difference between these two? A psychiatrist is basically a doctor. He can prescribe medicine for mental health illnesses. Psychologist cannot. Psychiatrist is like a real thing. Psychology or psychotherapy is basically talk therapy. They speak, they cure, they stimulate our brain through their advice, through their expertise, and so on. These are the major differences. Other differences are that psychiatrists, they diagnose illnesses and then they manage treatment. They will have a huge, complete plan for their patients. And then finally, they may provide range of therapies. While psychologist is different, as I mentioned. So a key word I want to put in your memory for a short while is that a psychologist or psychotherapy is basically talk therapy. They speak, they talk. And pretty much our religious leaders, our murshid dini, they also kind of provide us talk therapy. वो भी माहिर नफ्सियात होते हैं किसी हद तक, because our religion, we have 52 chapters in fiqh, starting from taharat, salah, and upward, and they also deal with these issues. People, they have many issues in their day-to-day life. They normally come to Maulanas and discuss their issues. There could be legal issues, fiqhi issues. There could be aqidah-based, theological issues. There could be ethical, akhlaq-based, which has to do, majority of them has to do with our mental illnesses. Akhlaq is the best area. And so is aqidah and fiqh. Because fiqh is behavioral therapy, which I'm going to come quickly, inshallah. So with those words said, why discuss mental health? I almost pretty much mentioned, but these are some eye-opening facts. And there are very few, and intentionally I did not choose the more striking ones. I went for, if you will find, go Google all these titles. You will find striking and pressing information. Nowadays, mashallah, one of the blessings of technology is information. Remember, information is power. Data can help us diagnose and understand issues much better than we could 50 or 100 years ago. Previously, the only experts, they knew, they understood, they could have access to the information. But nowadays, pretty much almost everybody, they have access. You look for the best book, search, which I did, top 10 books on mental health. You will find amazing books. Previously, we could not, because there was no Google, there was no such facility, right? When I was a kid, we could not even think of a cell phone. You will inshallah agree with me. We didn't even know what is internet. At least I didn't know. I don't want to stereotype you like me. So looking at this information, if you see, the US has been reported to have the most mental health issues, especially depression, as per the World Health Organization. Almost one half, this is the caveat I wanted to give. This is really serious. With kind of, alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Almost half of those who are suffering in any or some sort of mental illness won't refer to the doctor. They won't speak up that I'm going through this illness. And that is what is the most dangerous side of it. As I mentioned, it will take us to a very dangerous point in our life. More effects, mood and anxiety disorders impact an estimated 22. Just read the facts. They are really threatening facts. And as I said, among other about, 50 points, I just took 4 or 5 of them. And I even moderated their wording to not look really scary. Normally in medical science, they put things like 1, 2, 3 simple. They don't worry that much about wording. Maybe a psychiatrist or a psychologist will, but if you look at sometimes, I didn't want to. Pay attention to 51 billion per year. You know how much that money is? $51 billion. $51 billion is a lot of money.
Is that time lost at work?
Yes.
Because I know we have issues with a couple of people at work.
Santam, I wanted brevity. Yes, this is for time loss. As I mentioned as an example, 500,000 Canadians will not go to work because of mental illness. That includes $51 billion. Yes, it comprises of these. And the cure and medical facilities, the money being spent for that, health cost, it's all inclusive, 51. And globally, $1 trillion. Just for mental health issues. You will inshallah realize why I'm mentioning all this. Because Quran Kareem has provided cure and practicable solutions for free. Would that people will take the advice of Quran. Had they accepted Quran as a, let's say, their ethical tutor, they would have saved this much money and spent it for some other positive cause to help mankind. Different types of mental health treatments. What is being offered? Just few of them. Psychotherapy, as I mentioned, talk therapy, the most common. As they mentioned, this is the most common cure offered for mental health, is the talk therapy. An expert will just simply sit with you in privacy and they will just ask you to express your issues, whatever challenges you are facing, whatever difficulties, whatever afflictions of sorrow, sadness, anxiety, depression, and many other different types. Whatever you are going through, they will make you speak, basically. They will engage you. They want to remove your stigma first, and then they want to let your brain be free, because you are maybe, lots of chemicals. Remember, our anxiety is nothing more than firing of different, neurons in our body, which produce, let's say chemicals, which are enzymes. They're chemicals, basically. We have chemistry inside our body. We have biology and we have chemistry and everything. Again, we don't have to put those scary medical terms in it, but there's a whole world going on inside us. As Imam Ali says, you think you're just a small unit? Allah has put and embraced in you a complete universe. There's lots going inside us. Prescription medicine, as psychiatrists do, alternative and complementary therapies, like someone will suggest you, drink green tea. Some Psychologist will look at you, at your skin color. They will suggest, go for a walk every day, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, half an hour, whatever. I mean, depending upon maybe, I don't know, their body weight, their age, and so on and so forth. So this is what it is. Brain stimulation techniques, as I spoke a bit, cognitive behavioral therapy, one of the most effective. And luckily, Canada has a huge section on this. And they also stress upon the behavior change, if I can simplify, behavioral therapy. Number one, they bring cognition. And number two, they want to mold it. They want to change it, if I can say. They want to, inspire you through their different therapies to change the way you think, the way you react, or if I can say, the way you make your choices in life. A big challenge here is people, they want to have control over their choices. Who are you to tell me, is the attitude. They change this. Hey, listen, I mean, you need somebody to be friends with you. You need somebody to speak to. You got to build some friendly relationship. You got to express your ideas, your thoughts. You got to let this out of your inside, You have to empty yourself, and you need somebody to do that. So this is how they enter. Their basic entry is, again, inspiring, convincing, persuading, whatever you want to say, exhaustion of the ideas which these therapies they offer. Strong one, another very powerful therapy, family therapy. And we all know the beauty in one word, silatul raham in Islam. Keeping family ties. I hope I know some of the things. I'm moving a little quicker because I want to take you to the purpose of the discussion. But I hope that inshallah, one word, silatul raham, will help you connect many of these therapies in your mind and in your heart, inshallah, and help you build those bridges to connect with this beautiful discussion. Some medicine prescription therapies include, this is just a few examples under one, which is basically prescription therapy. A psychiatrist will do this, and they're antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications, antipsychotics, and aversive medications, mood stabilizers. As they're self-expressive, doesn't need any more explanation. A beauty. This is a beauty. Ya Ali. I won't go in the details, but one day we will inshallah speak more about this side of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. And if Allah allows, in our upcoming discussion, I will present a very beautiful description of Rasulullah given to us by Imam Ali alayhi salam, how he described Rasulullah. It cannot be like that. No one can ever explain a prophet the way Rasulullah was explained by Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi alafu tahiyyat wa salam. Rasulullah was passing by, and there was a small crowd surrounding a man laughing at him and mocking and humiliating. He said, "What's up? What's going on?" فَقَالَ مَا لَهُ. What's wrong with him? Why have you encircled him? Bhai, kya kar rahe ho idhar? قَالُوا قِيلَ إِنَّهُ مَجْنُونَ. They said, "Ya Rasulullah, he's a crazy man." Pay attention. They said, "He's a crazy man." Very simple answer. So, if he's a crazy man, you are not, why have you encircled him? Aur uska tamasha kyun bana rahe ho bhai? A normal man will reply like this, right? But Rasulullah did not say that. Look what he said. Bal huwa musabun. He has some mental issue. Are you paying attention? In one word he says. And this was the beauty of Rasulullah. He had Jami'ul Kalim. He will speak a huge meaning in one word or two words or three words. Oh, what is that naat share? जो फलसफियों से हल ना हुआ, जो नुक्तावरों से खुल ना सका, वो राज उस कमली वाले ने बतला दिया चंद इशारों में. People will gather, sit down in a kind of Twitter way, and they will discuss different issues and they won't find solutions, and Rasulullah is passing by and he will just point, don't you do this way? Yes. And then don't you do that way? Yes. And then can't you solve this problem like this? Oh yeah, we didn't know that. This is what it means. He says, wa musabun. Now look, he's a prophet. He's an appointed messenger of God and tells who's a majnoon. He says, innamal majnoonu man athara dunya ala al-akhirah. A majnoon is he who prefers this dunya on the everlasting akhirah. Have a salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. He means that this dunya gives you mental issues. It makes you mentally sick. Why are you so adhesive to this dunya? Leave it alone. Bal tu'thiruna al-hayata dunya, Quran says, but you prefer this dunya, the hayat, the life of this dunya. Wal akhiratu khayrun wa abqa, while the akhirah is much, much better and everlasting, eternal. There's no end to the akhirah. And then why you go after this dunya? Yeah, this is the policy making ayah we want to discuss today. 30 minutes. Ya ayyuhan nasu qad ja'atkum maw'izatun. Highlighted 4 points, pay attention to them. O mankind, there has certainly come to you an advice, maw'idha, min rabbikum, from your creator, from your Lord, who knows who you are, what issues you may have or may develop in future. He knows everything, past, present, future. He knows everything. And a cure for what is in the breasts, and a guidance and mercy for the believers. Pay attention, the word ma'idha. Ma'idha relates to what in mental health? Talk therapy. What is ma'idha? We advise. So does the psychologist, right? Shifa, cure. We will discuss in detail next time, inshallah, next session. A beautiful hadith of Imam Ali, that this Quran is the cure of diseases in our hearts. And then he gives details what those diseases are. And you will find them exactly, every single disease he mentions, we are unfortunately going through some sort of that disease to some extent. Some a bit less, some a bit more. This is how it's relevant. Let's open up a bit more. About this ayah, Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, al Muhammad. The Quran is a cure for all mental illnesses. All mental illnesses, this Masoom says. There's not a single disease Quran cannot cure. Doubts and thoughts. If you have paid attention so far, mental illness has to do with our thinking, the way we think. Mental illness has to do with the way we behave, let's say our fear. When I see things, see different situations, go through different tests and trials of life, like every person's life, not a Muslim's life. How do I react to those? What are those? As I said, firing of neurons, thoughts, Imam says. And then doubts. Doubt itself, we say, is a quite generic word. I think something, but I doubt it is the other thing. I act one way, but I end up behaving other way. I feel in a certain way, but I'm supposed to be feeling in a different way. These are the doubts. And this is what basically mental health is based on. And then most importantly, remember, the foundation of mental health is one thing, perhaps, if I have not understood it correctly. How much security and safety, how much sense of safety do we have? This is what mental health stems out of. And then a beautiful, as I mentioned below, delusions, paranoia, or hallucinations such as hearing voices. They are quite threatening types under different, issues under mental health. Many people, astaghfirullah, God forbid, may Allah protect everybody. Many people, when they commit suicide, I don't want to mention, I know many of you will remember different news. So and so person, they committed so heinous crimes of killing many people, and they said, well, I heard somebody telling me to do that. What is that? Delusion. Imam says, Quran secures us, cures us, and treats us from these type of wahamiyat. Yes.
Do you have any surah that you would recommend for listening to or reading when you
Very good question. I'm inshallah gonna come at the end. Any ayat? Which ayah? Which surah? For now, Surah Ar-Rahman. Surah Ar-Rahman is one of the best remedies. Surah Mubarakah Kafirun, to be short. Surah Kafirun. All of the Quran is so. Allah bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub is the formula, is the basic principle and usul. Remember that the dhikr of Allah will give you peace of mind. Peace of mind means what? Security. Sense of safety, that I'm safe, I'm secure. I have somebody on my side. There is somebody who can help me. I can trust him. There is someone whom I can go with. I may find guidance, I may find solution. All these things, they're mentioned in these beautiful ayat and these surahs. Allah bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub, likeness, fabi ayyi ala'i rabbikuma tukadhiban. Again and again reminder, I have given you this, I have given you this, I have given you. Which blessings of your Lord are you going to deny? What is that? Basically talk therapy. Ahsantum. Please have a salawat. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajjil farajahum. This is another policy made in hadith from Rasulullah. Basically, it's
a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Shaykh, isn't it true that most mental illness originates from the effects of shayateen, from jinn, and the occult, so what we refer to as the evil eye, hasad, these types of things? Isn't and perhaps one of the reasons why contemporary science, our science as we see it today, has not been able to make a lot of strides, a lot of progress in the field of mental illness, is because they do not recognize the occult.
See, everybody heard it, yeah. I would say, we don't want to put anybody down. I would say that Quran Kareem has addressed it. As long as we are concerned, they do agree, but they name it differently. As we will inshallah come in the next session, we will mention emotional well-being. 3 elements of mental health. Under emotional well-being, see, USW Sufi Sudurin Nas, that connects with these issues. We don't want to name, they don't believe, well, let them the way they are. We respect, but we disagree with the naming and the way they frame, because it doesn't matter you say it angur, you say it grape, or you say anab, it's going to stay the same thing. So that's pretty much, I think. Plus there are many, not just this one, there are many other reasons. As I've mentioned, that hadith of Imam Ali says there are many reasons for mental health issues. Like, how do we make choices in life? Like our lifestyle itself. Some certain lifestyle may end up even a believer in a horrible situation, right? Na'udhu billah, let's say, to give you some example, somebody, this is my eye seeing issue. Somebody, we have about 6 minutes left, somebody, this is like 2001, 2002, they were like in Laylatul Qadr, besides me, a very good practicing mu'min from Karachi. I'll just tell you this much. In a center we were. I had not gone to Razavi, we were doing dua and said, please do lots of dua for me. He was in lots of pain, crying badly. Joshan Kabir me, anytime we will recite Subhanaka ya la ilaha illa anta al-ghawth, he will cry, shake, he'll say, please do dua for me. I don't know, he saw something in me that this guy is also connected. I asked him afterwards, what's your issue? He said, I had such a nice wife. I don't know what happened to me. I divorced her wrongfully. And I have a daughter from that wife. And now I'm in so much pain and agony, and I condemn my decision. Look, this person was going through lots of stress. Yeah? So, one action, and he was, mashallah, such a practicing believer, will come 5 times to the salah, will attend majalis regularly, participate in du'as. In some of the section, he also recited the dua Joshan Kabir as we do here. So yeah, inshallah, I do dua, may Allah help and protect us all from making wrong choices with your loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Yeah, sometimes we become emotional. In this story, what is most striking is that he himself says, my wife was such a nice lady. I did wrong. And the consequence of that wrong, I mean, this is dhulm, right? To leave somebody, to divorce a person who was such a nice person. You just had some personal difference. Come on, man, cope it in another way. But when you divorce, you do dhulm. That dhulm has repercussions. They will befall you. Doesn't matter how, doesn't matter in which way, in which form. But you have to pay for that. Nothing is without any consequences in this dunya. There's always illat and ma'alul. Okay, let's move on. Apparently the verse mentions the 4 stages of education and development. This is really important. Number 1 is maw'idah. As I mentioned, talk therapy. See, this page and the following page is inshallah going to connect every message we so far discussed to Quran Kareem. Please pay attention. Look, the first maw'idah is basically talk therapy. If somebody, they come to me, they seek my guidance in their, matrimonial issues, I provide talk therapy. They are having some hardships, they're having some, ups and downs in life, in their married life. I advise them, listen, brother, be patient, advise them, speak with your wife, consult with, family members, consult with those Safed Rish walon se, and I try to stimulate their brain and change the way they are thinking. This is the solution sometimes Quran presents to us. This is maw'idah I'm trying to say in Quran. And you will find so many maw'idah in Quran. Remember, one of the place we do maw'idah is where? Is member, our majalis. Another one, which is a kind of official Salat Jumma khutbah. One of the segment of Jumma khutbah is supposed to be maw'idah, the advice. And shifa'ul lima fi sudur, curing mental illnesses. Many of the ayat and surahs which will inshallah will mention, I mentioned a few, and in future will also do, they also provide cure. Shifa itself means cure, treatment, right? Hudan, education. Did you see back? One of the cures is to educate people, to bring awareness. Make them aware. You are going through this difficulty. It's okay. It's curable. You can overcome it. You have the issue, but it's solvable. It's not that something is a monster you cannot, control. It's curable, basically. Hudan is in that sense used in this holy ayah, and I'm trying to put it that way. Emotional well-being is rahmah, happiness, purpose. Every remedy you use for mental health, they try to bring you to a purpose and happiness. In short, their main goal is to bring you, to convince you that you gotta be happy, you gotta live a happy life, you gotta be productive. You can do that, right? What is that basically? Kindness. The key word is kindness, mercy of Allah Jalla Shanu. that we can communicate, we can understand, we can relate, we can think. Just a recap of so far said. Now I'll switch to, I guess, my last slide. I like second last. How the Quran cures mental health. To just give you a startup, this is the practical solutions Quran has offered, and they are so effective. It has not to do with, remember the other ayah said, Ya ayyuhan nas, O mankind. It didn't say, O Muslims. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu or Ya ayyuhalladhina muslimu or aslamu. No. It's for mankind. Man amana billahi, it's open-ended. Whoever has faith in Allah and what he does, and yawmi akhirah wa amila salihan, he does good, does righteous deeds. Okay, what will happen? فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ. They will have no fear. There will be no stress for them. They don't need to be stressed up. وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. Nor they should grieve. What is grief basically? The meaning of the word huzn is to be stressed, to be saddened, to be sorrowed. Afsurda hona. And sadness, remember, is the most dangerous type, maybe one of the most dangerous types of it. You name them, bipolar under the mental health diseases or illnesses. Inshallah, I will mention more in next session. But point, how Quran says that la yahzanun. Why? Where is it? The talk therapy is fala khawfun alayhim. I have inshallah broken it down. Man amana billah is introduced as cognitive therapy that make a person psychologically secure. It gives you this sense of safety. And this is cognitive therapy. Marifat shanasi wa amila salihan, the cognitive behavioral therapy. Allah wants to change the way we behave, the way we do in life. Amila salihan, God says, go do righteous deeds. Be good, be nice, be positive, be productive. As the World Health Organization definition said, you have to be productive for your community, for yourself, for your family. See, these are the relationships and relevance. And then lastly, فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ is a psychotherapy. مَوْعِظَةٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. Remember in that other ayah? It's an advice. Quran is advice from your Lord, who is your psychiatrist, who is your medical doctor, who is your creator, who is your psychologist, who is your everything. He knows all these diseases and he knows cures to all these diseases. Will you listen? If you follow his instructions, فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ. You will have no fear. There's no need to be afraid. We will connect to these type of ayat for these naive brains. إِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي. When you feel scared, when you feel lonely, when you feel saddened, and many other types of these keywords relating mental health. إِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي. When my servants ask you about me, إِنِّي قَرِيب. I'm very close to you. I'm with you. Don't be scared. Don't be worried. Don't think you are by yourself. I am with you. Ujibu da'wata da'i. When you talk to me, when you invoke me, I answer your call. I answer your call. Look how much peace, how much safety, how much sense of protection will these words give to me. But do I call Allah? Do I try to connect with Him? Do I spend some minute in isolation with Him in form of salah, in form of other deeds? The best behavioral therapy tip for today may be good to our walidain, our parents. Sometimes, the least good we can do is any decision you make in life, ask them. Even you have made your mind, ask them, Baba, Mama, I'm trying to do this. What do you think should I do? That will give them so much solace, peace of mind and love and compassion. The first thing which will happen is dua will come from their heart. And the mother's dua and Allah, there's nothing which can stand in between. Maa ki dua ke aage kuch nahi. Nothing can resist in front of the mother's dua. This is our up next topic. The reason I put there is please come prepared, have your questions. And before we finish, our time is up. We are maybe 4 minutes above. but we still have about 11 minutes to Salah. If any questions before we finish for refreshments. Yeah, tea and tabarruk is there. So inshallah we will speak, inshallah. Next session we will have majlis next Thursday. Bi-weekly, after 2 weeks, we will have our next mental health issue discussion. Ma'as-salama. And akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen ma dhikri salawat. Salli ala Muhammad. Ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Yes. I hope it was helpful and it made sense and brought some relevance.
हो गया है? إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد أشهد أن محمد رسول الله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد أشهد أن علي ولي الله وصي رسول الله وخليفته بلا فاصل اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد أشهد أن عليا حجة الله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير الأمل حي على خير الأمل الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله وصلى الله على محمد وآله أجمعين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم اجعل بي بارا وعملي سارا وعيشي قارا ورزقي دارا ولادي أبرارا وجعل قبل نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم مستقرا وقرارا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عجلوا بالصلاة عجلوا بالصلاة hurry up for salah. If you have qasr salah, stay at the end. Don't stand in the middle. Isha ke liye na. Santam. Allahu Akbar. Should we start? Person here, where are they? Amir bhai.